Alrighty guys, welcome back. It is the penultimate round of Challenger League for Season 11. We are here at the Hungaroring for round 9 and we are getting right underway with our sprint qualifying right here. Just following on board with Rusky for now. And state of play with the championship. Let's go to the standings right now. Kato has buffed up his lead on the title after the sprint race after the feature race at the Arctic Circle. He is now 12 points ahead of Kato, and Kato is a further 9.5 ahead of 8.5 ahead of Matima. So still quite tight. The title can be won on this track, and so can the constructors as well, but that should be an inevitability. Get through qualifying, and I believe that's Kata on the front. Yeah, Kata and Matima, top two for the day. Kata clear of the field, 3 tenths ahead of the next closest driver. Nico Minardi for the VEO will put in an impressive P3. He's been doing quite well after his debut CL race last time out. It's Kato in P4 though. That is interesting. We'll see if Kato can maybe shoot his way up to the front as he likes to do. We've seen time and time again. Kato will be in P5, followed by 6Y and Vlad in 7th, Pumpkin in 8th. Then it's Ethan and Lolol rounding the top 10 with a tie. 6Y and Vlad were also tied for P6 there. I forgot to mention there. 11th is Saucy, then 12th goes to Eurus in that Bobcat. Rusky, who we're following ahead of, is P13, ahead of Figuera. Bit low for his standards in 14th. Alexei Drozdov in 15th place, then it's Golomi and Priya rounding us off. Priya not the greatest lap there, but there's every chance that can be improved come the race start, of course. As we've got 11 laps of sprint racing here in Hungary to come, and it is, as usual, full wet. Just got a few drivers ready to put themselves out, ready to go. And, yeah, without too much time, we are going to go into this race. Might just show some standings in the time being, but yeah, it is all square as we head onto the grid. Kata leading us off, the lights are out, and we are underway for our sprint race here. Matima getting right alongside Kata as they enter turn 1, and it looks like most of the drivers are getting out quite nicely. 6Y and Saucy both finding some trouble exiting turn 1. It's Kata still in the lead. Matima and Nico finding their way through as they head into that chicane and into the midfield, the more technical section of the track. But it looks like Kato and Matima have sort of dropped off from everyone else. Kato is falling away. Nico has dropped off a little bit. Vlad is a big shove there. Kato trying to get around through the outside of the penultimate turn. That, of course, turns into the inside. Lololol's finding a lot of trouble there. And he's going to cause a massive concertina effect as he's on the outside. Outside with a lot of drivers just passing through that final corner in front of him. Though, oh my god, Golomi and Lololo, oh my goodness, Lololo is finding so much trouble here in the wet. He's down in 15th now, and he's just not being given a break. He might be, maybe a little bit of a lag incident as Priya there. Let's go back to the front though, because it is Kata. Matima found a bit of the grass there. He might have slowed up a bit. Nico Minardi might be able to take that P2 off of him, but it is Kata in first place with the new fastest lap to crown us off. Matima ahead of Nico, ahead of Kato in 4th. Behind them, it's a big gap. Ethan leading us away. Kato and Eurus might be starting a lag rocket there. Kato really rocketing out of that turn 3, and it's turn 2. But it's not going to really work out. He tries an inside move into Ethan. It's not going to work. The two Bobcats trying to scrounge up some points. Kato falling away there. Figuera has made up a lot of positions on this opening, on the opening few laps as well. He's now ahead of Kato and Ethan as well. It's lots of drama to this fight back. Eurus fighting some trouble. Enters in the middle of Ethan's path. That's tight there, really. Lololol and Pumpkin behind them in P10 and 11. Then it's Alexei Drozdov, Saucy, Golomi, and then Rusky, Priya, and 6Y rounding us off. 6Y at the back there. He's really had a trouble with the starts recently, but that was, yeah, not good for him. With how much trouble there is on the track, everyone's just fighting for that tiny bit of space here, and the top 4 have really run away, but everyone from Vlad and below are really still in a close, tight pack here. It is still Kato in front. Oh, Eurus might have almost hit the pit entry right there, which would have been a disaster for his race. Vlad is still in P5 though. But going back to the front, it is a VEO1-2. Nico Minardi in second here, ahead of Matimar. May have made a mistake though. Matimar trying to get through on the quote-unquote new driver here, but looks like Nico Minardi is able to hold his ground for the time being. He's been practiced on this circuit, I know that for sure, and he won't be giving away this position without a fight as we enter lap 6 here. Kato dropping away from them, but still in P4. It's Kiato who's actually... Kiato was ghosted for a while there. I'm not too sure what was going on with that. Maybe an issue with the checkpoints. Vlad is finding some trouble with both Kiato and Figueroa trying to get past both of them at once. Kiato will hold on to P5 for the time being, but he is, it looks like he's really slowing up Figueroa, who makes the move into turn 6 there, and it looks like he's got it through, and Vlad will follow him along into P6, Kiato, then Ethan, then Eurus in 9th, Pumpkin ahead of the next group in 10th, Alexi, then Golomi, Lolol finding even more trouble, hitting the grass, Saucy makes a huge dive there, and Rusky follows suit. Lolol has lost even more positions here, and it's still tight between those drivers. Priya and 6Y still rounding us off at the back, but it is Kato running away with the lead now. He's put in another lap under 36 seconds. Is a quite fast time in the wet, and it's looking like he'll be banking up some very important points here for himself. Nico Minardi being that little stopgap between him and his title contenders as well. If he can hold on to P2, that'll be massive for the chances for Kata to perhaps gain a little bit more from this sprint race here. Matimar still holding on to 3rd, then it's Kato in 4th. Oh, even more trouble there. Vlad seems to have run away for to take P5. It's Ethan going wide. Eurus finding some trouble. Ethan's gone all the way off there and has returned back on the track right in front of Eurus, right in between Figueroa, and through goes Ethan into P6. Eurus and Figueroa finding some trouble. It looks like it was a bit of a lag rocket there. Eurus, I'm not sure between Eurus and Figueroa who caused it. Figueroa definitely copying the brunt of it. Pumpkin going wide. Kiato and Figueroa going through. Eurus has got hit the grass there, and Figueroa tries to make a move on the inside on that final corner. It's still tight between this midfield pack. Kiato getting shoved right off there. Eurus finding trouble. All these drivers are really slowing each other up, and there's just no... Oh my god, Kiato trying to make it around the outside of turn 2. And the shoves just keep going in this midfield pack. Kiato trying to make a move around the outside on everyone. Both Eurus and Kiato go wide, but Kiato's found a way back onto the track. What is going on here? And Eurus, with that big slowdown, has fallen into the next group, who's still quite tight here. 6Y trying to get through people, but it's not quite going to work here. There's only 2 laps to go, so these drivers still fighting for position all the while. It's an absolute mess in the mid-pack though, but Kato is absolutely breezing past the field, and it looks like Nico Minardi as well has completely gapped his opponent. Matimar has actually dropped off quite a bit, and Kato might be able to have a fight for this final position. Matimar makes a mistake on the final corner on that exit. Kato looks like he's gotten through as they enter turn 1, and it's like Kato is through into P3, but Nico Minardi and Kato are going to get all the plaudits for today. It is a textbook drive from the Colombian, and he's looking to really challenge Kato for that title now, if he can make a similar performance in that feature race. It is Kato just going through the last few corners here. We'll have to go back to the other drivers. Nico Minardi has also put in some massive performances at the end of the stint, but it is Kato winning it away. Nico Minardi 2nd. Kato will hold on to 3rd, it looks like. He will by 200ths over Matimar. Vlad is going to finish in P5, then it's Ethan in 6th. Figueroa makes a huge mistake at the end. It'll gift Pumpkin P7. And he might be able to get caught by Kiato as well. It's very tight here. Kiato will finish 9th. Golormi and Urist tight on the line. Saucy, then it's Rusky, Lololol, 6Y, and Priya rounding us off with Alexei Drozdov, who's just slowing up before the last few corners here. But yeah, drama all across the field, and a huge result for some of the drivers at the front, some of the drivers in the mid-pack as well, being able to get out of trouble, and if you were in trouble, just holding on as much as you could to the position you had, and really fighting tooth and nail for every bit of track, as it tends to be on this circuit. Alexei Drozdov is just crossing the line now. He's been really slow on that last lap. I'm not too sure what that was about, but yeah. That's all for today. Kato with that P1 and the fastest lap will take maximum points off this sprint race. Nika Minardi in second. Full points for the VEOs, and Kato will finish in third to make that deficit not too much to his title chances here. I believe that would be about a 4 to 5 point deficit off this track. So yeah, definitely a good result for Kato. It brings the title lead for Kato to under 10 points as we enter the feature race. So still all to play for, and it's looking like Adelaide next week is going to be a very exciting title decider. Either ways, Matimar finishing 4th, just unable to take that podium away from Kato at the end. Vlad in 5th, then it's Ethan running away in 6th place ahead of Pumpkin, Figuera, Kiato, and Golormi in P10. Urist will finish 11th, Saucy in 12th, then it's Rusky, Lololol, 6Y, Priya, and Alexi are finishers for the sprint race. Welcome to the feature race qualifying for the Hungarian C Prix. Let's just follow Saucy since we were given Saucy to start with. So we round that first corner, of course. Tight, fairly narrow circuit. Always a bit of a blast in these cars, of course. Big staple of the F1 calendar is Hungary, of course, and few Hungarian drivers on the grid will be hoping to really make a splash here. Golormi, I believe, in particular. I'm not too sure. But let's move over to a current leader, who is Matimar, with a 34.63. Will be the current provisional pole position by a 10th over his teammate Figuera. Saucy actually put it in P3 on that previous lap, so it was a good result for him. Urist in 4th, and it's Nika Minardi and Lololol rounding them off just ahead, just under that 35-second barrier. We'll be having to see how many drivers can get under that. It should be quite telling. Matimar with an even faster lap this time around. It's a 2/10th gap between him and second place. Saucy, Vlad, and Kato all tied for second. Figuera dropped down to P5, and it's Urist and Pumpkin tied for P6. There's still one more lap, of course, so anything can really happen. Matimar is, I'm not sure if he's going to be really improving on this lap, but it is a good time to really, good time that second lap. Hopefully, that can bring him pole. We're rounding us off to the last corner. Few improvements. Saucy does improve, but it looks like Matimar is going to hold on to pole position for the Hungarian feature race. Wow. 1.5 tenths separating Matimar to Saucy, who's going to be lining up on the front row alongside Kada in P3, tied with Vlad in 4th. And P5 Figuera alone, another tie, 6th and 7th between Urist and Pumpkin. 6Y in 8th. Huge shock is Kato in P9. That will not be helpful to his chances of holding onto the lead at the end of these, I believe, 28 laps of the Hungaroring. Nika Minardi rounding us off in 10th place here. And then it's Rusky and Lololol tied on the 6th row of the grid. Golormi in 13th. Then it's Alexei Drozdov, Ethan, Kiato, and Priya at the back of the field. So, huge opportunity for Matima and Kata to dig at Kato's lead here, of course. Will be interesting to see how Figueira and 6Y go. They are two drivers who are relatively close to the standings. Both are fighting for P4 in the drivers as it stands. So we'll have to see how that plays out as well. Kiato and Vlad are also quite close, but Kiato is all the way back at 16th, and Vlad is qualified quite well as he normally does. He's had a bit of a few falters throughout the past few rounds, but hopefully this is the race that he can get back to the standards we were seeing at the beginning of the season. Of course, he did win a feature race earlier in the season, I believe in Autodrome Most. But otherwise, yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. But Matima having that pole position is going to be really strong here, and Saucy and Kata behind him are not going to make things easy for everyone behind them, of course. We know how that can play out, of course. We'll go back to the grid here. We're going to have to see what tires everyone goes on to. Looking like it's going to be softs and hards across the majority of the grid here. 5 red lights. We are underway for our feature race here. Matima with a great start. Vlad also with a great start there, but he goes super wide. He's lost a bunch of positions on turn 1. Saucy getting pressured here by Figueira and Urist here. Oh my goodness, what a massive lag rocket that was, and Figueira darts down the field as it's all happening here. Matima running away here in P1. Oh my god, what is going on back there? Golormi has found the wall there, I believe at turn 8. And he's all the way back at the tail of the grid here. Absolute catastrophe going on for several drivers at the start of this race. But it is Matima and Saucy holding on to P1 and P2 respectively. Saucy though finding a bit of a struggle getting out of that getting out of turn 1. Kata and Pumpkin following behind them, so it might be interesting to see if Kata can maybe get a move on the Singaporean driver. Saucy making a few mistakes is really letting Matima run away. Kata really wants to get along with this, and it looks like on the outside it's maybe a shot. He tries the switchback, it's side by side. Kata hoping for that, hoping for Saucy to give the position to him. And Saucy goes wide. Might have been a lag, might have been a situation with the ping there, but yeah, Saucy wide, and he's down into 4th place. Pumpkin inheriting that position on the podium. Figueira has run back into P5, but he is on the hard tyres, so the strategy will be, oh my god, massive shove there from Alexei Drozdov, who just completely passes Figueira off the track there. Vlad and Lololol trying to get through. Oh my goodness. People are not using their brakes here. Vlad is just getting through in P7. Behind him, Nika Minardi, Kiato, Golormi, and Lololol all in trouble there. Just trying to get through. Oh my god! Lololol going sideways. What was that? Kiato and Vlad are going huge. What is going on with all this shoving here? And some troubles with Priya here. I think Priya is just gone wide and let Eurus pass there, so that's interesting what's going on with that. Matima still holding on to the lead here, but Kata is on his tail, just 1 second behind him. Pumpkin in 3rd, then it's Alexei in 4th. Saucy trying to hold on to that slipstream for the time being. Oh my god, who went wide there? It was Lololol. Figueira in 6th place. Golormi, Lololol getting chased up by Nika Minardi as those soft tyres are starting to really feel their wear. It looks like Priya is headed into the pits for a retirement here, the first one for our feature race today. Kata, the championship leader, is all the way back in P12. What can he do from here? He's on the hard tyres too, so his strategy might be compromised here. And that would be a massive gimme to Matima and Kata. His 2 championship rivals are 1 and 2 at the moment, so it could really be a massive moment in the title race here today. As we actually see him lose a position there to 6Y. He's down in 13th now. Oh, it's just not going out for the Frenchman here today. We'll go back to the leaders though. Matimar just cruising down that those last few corners. No one's still going for that undercut, going for the pits just yet. But Ethan is really struggling here, and Urist is trying to get through Rusky as well. Ethan running a lot of trouble on these worn tyres here. Urist, Rusky, and Ethan at the very back of the field. And it's nothing too clean yet for Urist. He's had to fall back just a little bit. We'll go back. Matimar in first. Kata behind him. It looks like the leaders... He's still holding onto the lead, but Kata is just closing in so quickly. They both head into the pits immediately at lap 7. Pumpkin also in. Saucy goes through. Nika Minardi is going to go stay on the hard tyres, and it looks like he's going to inherit the lead of the race. And so will Figueroa, who goes into P2. Matimar and Kata almost side by side now, as Matty has made a bit of a mess of that turn 1. Figueroa trying not to get into his teammates' way here. Looks like he might have to give the position to both of them. Figueroa, though, is going to fight Kata to the end, and Kata has dropped back just a tiny bit. Nicomardi trying to make those hards work out for him. It looks like Urist is also DNF'd here. I'm not too sure. He's sort of stuck in the middle of the road. Matimar and Kata still neck and neck. Figueroa has really dropped off from those two. Pumpkin also on soft tyres. Kato and 6Y are running next to him. So both of them on the hards and trying to make the ultimate strategy work out. Dropped back Saucy in P8 after his stop. Rusky, Gorlomi, and Alexei Drozdov. It's actually Rusky who's the home racer here. And he's doing okay for the time being, but I'm not sure how he's going to really operate with those hard tyres getting in the way of his teammate here. Alexei Drozdov goes through on both of the velocity cars, and Vlad wants to get a piece of it as well. Kiato behind them is trying to get through, and so is Lololol on those fresh soft tyres. Rusky really finding trouble here on those hards. Let's go back to the lead. Kato has actually gone through, and Matimar as well on Nika Minardi. He's really dropping back on those hard tyres. Pumpkin trying to get through Figueroa, and so is Kato. Or Kato will have to pit soon as well, so we'll see what the strategy is with those two. 6Y as well on those hard still. Saucy behind him. Then it's Alexei Drozdov, Gorlomi, Lololol. A little bit of weird shoving going on the start-finish straight there by Alexei. He's lost 3 positions in a single corner there. Just not sure what that is going to entail for him, really. Alexei tries to go through him. Lolo, looks like he's gotten through. Kiato's going to be the real benefactor of this. There's lots of really jumping movements from the connection at the moment. Not too sure how that is playing out with the... I'm not sure how Priya got into the wall there, but we'll just have to wait and see. It is Kato and Matimar in front. A few of the hard tyre runners have gone in, but 6Y has stayed out for another lap. Nika Minardi is in on soft tyres, so we're hoping for a 3-stop, I believe. If he can potentially run these, if he run 8 lap softs twice, he can be definitely in a good shout of going for an alternate strategy to take him to the end here. But in P7, he'll have to make this undercut really stick. It's back to Kata. And 6Y is still staying out, actually. So maybe going for a 1-stop strategy here, with the benefit of Saucy's slipstream as well, helping him out. That'll be quite an interesting play. We'll have to really see if that pays off for him there. Nika Minardi trying to get through on Lololol. He has the fresh tyres, and Kiato goes through on Lololol as well. Golomi in P9 trying to follow through as well with how Kiato was going right in front of him, but he's just not close enough yet. Kato on the soft tyres now. He's fighting with Figueroa, who's gone on for the hards, and Vlad, who's on aging soft tyres as well. And Figueroa's race has just gone a little bit pear-shaped after starting so well. And it's just, well, it wasn't really a great start for him, really. He dropped back he dropped back after the first few laps and wasn't able to recover too well. The hards are helping him out, but they can only do so much, really, on a track like this. But let's go back to the leaders, because Kato and Matima are in for a second stop on lap 14. And it's looking like it's only 7 lap stints on those soft tyres for them. Kato coming out, and he's holding on to the lead of the race, and behind him Matima will still be in P2 after his stop. Nico Minardi is right behind him though, but on those fresh tyres you'd expect Matima to really run away. Kato just finding so much trouble here on those aging soft tyres, and it's a Vlad actually who's made a DNF. That is catastrophic for the Bobcats. A double DNF is really not what you want to see here. Oh dear lord. Nico Minardi in third still. He's going to be running to about lap 20 on those soft tyres, so he'll have to deal with the undercut from Kato, but Pumpkin and Kato will also be needing to stop. Kato will be needing to stop relatively soon. Pumpkin has gone fresh softs last lap. Saucy as well on the fresh soft tyres. It might be a bit difficult to really go back to the podium here from this position. He still has one more stop to make. In fact, most of the drivers at this point have one stop to make. The only exception there being Kato will surely stop this lap. No, he stays out. Oh, that is interesting there. And it's a 4th DNF of the race. Alexei Drozdov in P14 heads into the pits and DNFs as well. Oh dear. All the drivers here just really finding trouble with their machinery today. It's just not going on. The abrasive track is really just not working out for them today. And it is Kato now, who is Jesus. That gap has ballooned out in just a stint and a half. It's 4.2 seconds as he puts through another fast lap. It's Matima in second, Pumpkin and Kato through in third and fourth actually. What's happened to Nico Minardi? He's come out for a stint on hards. So he's actually going hard, soft hards to end this race, and 6Y on slightly older hards. I'm not sure we'll be able to make it to the end from there. Nico Minardi definitely will though. He'll have to run those hards for 11 laps. So it'll be a big test for 6Y to see how far he can stretch these hard tyres. As Kato also heading into the pits on lap 18. That'll be a stop for hard tyres, and he's going to come out in P10 behind Golomi. And it's an absolute catastrophe after a poor qualifying. Wasn't able to make the start he's been known for this season, and he's languishing in the back half of the top 10, and that's going to give Kato and Matima a huge boost in points, and I believe that should give Kato the lead of the championship at the end of the race if things stay as they are right now. Just watching Saucy and 6Y navigate the final few corners. Nico Minardi behind them, just trying to hold on to that slipstream and not fall back, because it's quite important that he doesn't lose too much pace on these two, especially since Nico is going to be the one who doesn't need to stop at all, and Saucy will hopefully be stopping in a few laps' time. Nico's undercut is hopefully going to pay dividends. We'll have to see. Oh, what's happened to Pumpkin? That might be another DNF. He's just gone wide. I'm not too sure what's going on with him. Is it a disconnect from Pumpkin? I think it is. He might be out of the race, and that might clear the way for someone to get onto the podium again. Oh dear, that's the 5th DNF of the race. 5th DNF of the feature race. And as I was talking about the abrasive track and just the nature of the circuit being tough on the cars, that's another gone from this running here. As we actually see Kato coming out of the pits for his final stop. He's going to be running 6 laps on those soft tyres. Kato staying out, and he's going to be into P2. Nico Minardi through into P4 now, and 6Y in front of him. Kato is now in P6. We'll have to see how he gets challenged by some of the drivers on fresh softs, mainly Figueroa and Saucy, who've made those stops. Lolol and Golomi will need to be stopping very soon. But it is an absolute masterclass from Kato right now, as Kato finding his tyres absolutely shot. How is he still going? I don't know how he's still going. How long has he been running those tyres for? I've barely recounted. I think he's gone maybe 11 laps on those soft tyres. Maybe even 12. I'm not too sure how he's still holding on to them. But it is going to be Matima running away from him as we speak. It's just no more grip for Kyoto here. And he has to go in. No, he's staying out. He's only made the one stop. What is he doing? He's lapping 2 seconds slower than Matima right now. Nico Minardi might be able to snatch this podium from his hands if he can get to him within 5 laps. Kato and 6Y also in a chance to really salvage something here. Figueroa behind them, just 2-second gap between 6th and 7th, and it's Saucy, Golormi and Lololol who've both made the stop for fresh rubber. Rusky and Ethan also behind them, but a huge array of DNFs, and if anything that will really pay off into Kato's hands here, because now he's running in net P4, and the only thing that could really take these positions from him is either 6Y or some of the soft runners behind him. Figueroa is really catching up though. What can he do with only 4 laps to go? Kyoto, after that stop, is on fresh rubber in P7. He's run those soft tyres like a maniac, and he might have a chance to get a little bit more than 7th come the end of the race. It is still Kato though, leading us off by 6 seconds. And if he had to make a statement at any track, at any point, it's going to be here, when he could be very well leading the championship heading into our final event of the season next week out in Adelaide. Matima still running in P2. He'll be hopefully gaining on Kato, but I'm not sure if he'll have to put in a mammoth performance next week if he wants a shot at the title. Really, the competitors with him are just so consistent, the gap might be a bit too much for him at this point. Nico Minardi in P3, it's been running excellently with that alternate strategy of hard, soft, hard. Really working out here for him. He's gapped Kato and 6Y behind him, who are running 4 and 5, and Kyoto and Figueroa actually edging even closer to the hard runners, so there might be a lot of drama on this last lap between these 4 drivers, and it could be crucial for Kato, given he's in the title fight and none of these drivers really are. Oh, Kyoto finding a lot of trouble there. I think 6Y has lost a lot of time dealing with that ping issue there. Saucy behind him as well. The SCRs will be getting along with a good result here, and 6Y is really seeing the wear on his tyres bring out. Figueroa and Kato are both through on Kato. Can Kato do anything to fight back, potentially for P4, but he might have to settle for P6 here. But it is Kato. We're going to run back. It is Kato on the start-finish straight. He is absolutely enormous. He's gotten everything from this race. I think it's a perfect weekend from the VEO driver. Matima will head into P2 once again, and Nico Minardi in P3. Let's go back though. Kyoto will run into P4, and it's huge because Figueroa and Kyoto are both ahead of Kato now. And to the line, Figueroa just barely stays ahead of the Frenchman. 6Y and Saucy lining up 6th and 7th and 8th, sorry, for the SCRs. Golormi in P9, then it's Lololol in 10th, Rusky 11th, and Ethan will be our final finisher for today in P12 with 5 retirements. What an intense Hungarian Secret feature race. We'll have to wait for the countdown as we just get our drivers along. I think someone's still running here, Kato. But yeah, what a race. What an interesting turn of events here. And that huge gap between Kato, Matima, and Kato will surely see the title lead go to the Colombian with just 2 races left to run in this season. I don't think he's been leading at any point in the season until now. So that finale at Watkins, not at Watkins Glen, that finale in Adelaide next week will really be something. finally
Also,
on the...
Wrecker Auto are now Constructors Champions.
Yeah, that too as well. We had to wait until this race to really confirm it, but Riker Auto will take the Constructors Championship quite comfortably with a round to go. But it is Kata rounding us off. He's won the feature. He run the feature race. He run the sprint race, both with fastest lap and with pole positions. So, what can be said, really? An absolutely perfect weekend for the Colombian driver, and he will head into the finale in the box seat to take the championship. Matima in second, though, will keep the title fight close, and so will Kato next week. Nico Minardi, another great performance from him, with the alternate strategy taking the podium for another time here. That's his fourth race and a fourth podium for him. Kiato with a return to form in P4. Nice to see him up there as well. Figueroa in 5th, Kato in P6, 6Y and Saucy 7th and 8th respectively for SCR. Golomi in 9th, Lolol in P10. Then it's Rusky, home race only 11th for him. Then it's Ethan as our final finisher for today. And then the DNFs for today, Pumpkin, Alexei Drozdov, Vlad, Urist and Priya. Well, absolute game changer this turnaround this week, and we are going to wrap it up for today. Please join us next week for the exciting finale to this incredible season of Challenger League. We've got 2 races to go. We're heading down under to Adelaide, and I can't wait for it, really. See you then.